A first ever victory for the French Club, a wide array of successful spring sports seasons, and a day devoted entirely to poems written by teachers and students. These are just some of the stories our news team have been working on during the final months of the 2012-2013 school year. Your exclusive look to an incredible spring season at Lenape High School is all right here on the spring 2013 edition of Tribal News, which starts now.
Welcome to our third edition of Tribal News, where we will rewind and show you all the highlights from this past spring. I'm Kirsten Campbell alongside Alex McKean.
It's been a busy spring here at Lenape, filled with special events, successful sports teams, and more. Kirsten, what do we have to start us off?
Rivalries collided again as the World Language Week kicked off. Tensions rose and games were on. Let's see who will be victorious this time. Adam Darengowski has the story.
The World Language Week was a culture-filled time. It was held from April 21st to April 26th this year. The first few days built up the students' culture spirit for the Language Olympics. All the language classes put their efforts together and gave it their all. However, one of them rose above the rest. World Language Week is unlike any other in the year. The classes decorated their respective hallways and doors with various colors and posters. The French team earned second place last year and were ready to redeem themselves this year. The stakes were high, as the French team did not consider losing as an option. All of the languages sold t-shirts which represented their language. The French class's shirt was blue. The language courses also decorated their hallways with various decorations. The French used posters and hand-drawn pictures to show their spirit. The Knowledge Bowl kicked off the festivities. It was a trivia-based game with various questions about topics relating to the different languages. The French tried their best, but lost to the Italian classes in the Knowledge Bowl. Eric Bobo is a French student who participated in the Language Olympics.
I've really learned a lot from world languages. It's definitely taught me a little bit more about the world, and it's really interesting.
The main event was the Language Olympics. Everyone was anticipating this day, and the games were on. Everything was on the line for last year's winner. The German class was the French's main concern. They had the manpower and the spirit which shined brighter than any star in the sky. In the tug-of-war competition, the German class won against all three teams. However, it wasn't all good news for them. The French class swept the lead in the hula hoop contest and in the whipped cream eating contest.
I won hula hooping. Last year I came in second place, and this year I came in first place because I beat Zach Kincaid, and I'm really happy about that, and I'm really happy that I won.
They truly deserve the win. After all the hard work and dedication, it all paid off.
I feel like the French did great, and that we're making an amazing comeback after last year because we lost. I think we did great.
Madame Hubbard is a French teacher who led the French classes on their path to victory.
It's a lot of fun. It's a big competition among the languages that are offered at Lenape. So, allez les bleus, let's go with the French team. And we compete against the other languages, and we start out with tug of war. And we have a pudding eating contest that's really popular. An egg race, a cart race, musical chairs, a hula hoop contest. The students either participate or they cheer their fellow, participants on, so it's fun.
The World Language Week is more than just another 5 days. It's time representing cultural diversity, where one can express their background proudly. Coming in second place last year was disappointing for the French, but they proved themselves this year and won. I would like to thank Ms. Hubbard and Eric Bobo for their time. I'm Adam Darengowski, now back to you in the studio.
Alex, I know you're really involved in the World Language Olympics. Do you have anything else to say about it?
Yeah, I've been going to the Language Olympics for 4 years because I'm a French club officer, and it's been really great to see all the people who come out for the Language Olympics, and it's just a lot of fun. And I know after 4 years it was really rewarding to see French club finally, win.
Yeah, I know French club is always the team that's really into it, so congratulations.
Thank you.
A team here at Lenape had their best season this year. However, they are not your ordinary school sports team. Joel Bartow has the details about the chess club.
Hello, I'm Joel Bartow. reporting here for Tribal News. I'm here to let you know about the success that the chess team here at Lenape. This year was a very big year for Mr. Hessler and his chess team. This year, the chess team had their first undefeated season. It was an amazing triumph for them and is the first win for the state tournament. The team consists of 5 players and their instructor, Mr. Hessler.
We've been to the state several times, and we've had some excellent teams over the years, and we've gotten very, very close. When we were finally able to beat those same schools, we were so close year after year, and when we finally could beat them, I just can't even describe it. It was amazing. And if you think about the schools that we play, the schools that we play are oftentimes private schools, schools where 75% of the enrollment goes to Ivy League schools. Now, if we beat them in football, it's not a big deal. I think we can beat them in football, some of these schools. But when we beat them in chess, we hurt them we hit them right in the soft spot. That's their game.
The members of the team had to work together very well to win the tournament. It's not just an individual game, but a team effort. One of the members of the chess team, Nate Colo, has been playing chess for 12 years. He loves the game very much.
I think the chess team won undefeated this year because we are that good. I mean, we were better than all the other teams, so we beat them.
I never knew how much work was put in being a member of the chess team. It gave me and everybody else here at LTV a different outlook on how the game of chess is played. For Tribal News, I'm Joel Bartow, back to the studio.
Girls from all grades come together to create one great varsity softball team where they put in their all. Let's send it to Miranda Zanel-Pacheco with the story.
Hello, I'm Miranda Zanel-Pacheco, reporting for Tribal News. I'm here on the varsity softball field where the girls practice and play every day. Mr. Jim Scott coaches and leads a team of 11 players. The team brings together girls from all 4 grades, diversifying and enriching the team. The season begins in March and ends in May.
Girls softball at Lenape is a tradition of hard work and accomplishment. The team competes against other schools around the area. There are 3 different levels of the softball team: the freshman team, junior varsity, and varsity. Varsity level is the most competitive level of play. The players must make a large commitment of time and effort. The selection for varsity is very selective. This year, 7 underclassmen made the varsity team. They work hard to contribute and improve the team. Coach Scott works with the girls throughout the season. He helps them improve their skills and continue to grow as players. Coach Scott believes that all his players have a profound impact on the team in their own way, including the younger players.
They impact the team just as the upperclassmen do. You know, really, once they make the team, they are just as valuable as any member of the team. So, I mean, it's just they're going to be as contributory as any other player.
The underclassmen, who may have less experience than older players, dedicate their time to improving. In practice, the girls practice hitting by using a pitching machine, do infield and outfield drills, and play scrimmages. Many of the girls also play competitively for teams outside of Lenape. This shows their commitment to getting better and a general love for the game. Underclassmen work hard to gain the experience they need during practice and games to further their softball careers. Taylor Warwick is a sophomore on the team. She plays first base for Lenape. This is Taylor's 2nd year as an underclassman on varsity. Taylor works very hard to improve her skills.
I play travel during the fall, winter, and summer, so we had winter workouts with my travel team. And we sometimes do winter workouts for Lenape, but we didn't this year, we did it last year.
The underclassmen this year are making a large difference in how the team dynamic works. They had to have a certain quality of skills to make the team as well as be successful on it. The competition gets steeper every year and they have to maintain their same skill level as well as improve it. Softball is a sport of rising popularity. Therefore, each year a new group of freshmen come in who will eventually make their mark on the varsity softball team. Making varsity is the highest aspiration in high school softball. Underclassmen should practice hard to make the team.
Any underclassmen, my advice to them is just outside of Lenape softball, just try to play the most competitive league you feel confident doing. If you can play, sometimes you don't get the competition that the upper competition that you want in the rec league. try playing on a travel team, see what you can do there. Because the better competition that you play, the better your skills will be.
The coaching is really good. Mr. Snyder and Mr. Scott, they know how to coach like girls well, and they have some great pitching and some nice bats.
This season, the softball team continued on their tradition of dedication. They've all worked hard. Over the season, they have learned to work together as a team, and despite their different ages, they have succeeded. I'd like to thank Mr. Jim Scott and Taylor Warwick for their time. I'm Miranda Zana-Pacheco reporting for Tribal News. Back to the studio.
The boys on the varsity tennis team features a mix of players through different grades. Though most think of tennis as an individual sport, being on the boys' tennis team requires a lot of teamwork. Let's go to Misha Patel for more information.
Hello, I'm Misha Patel reporting for Tribal News. Did you know that it's the first time for the boys on the tennis team to play organized tennis? Well, it is. The boys here on the tennis team, they get to play real competition tennis when they attend Lenape High School. The boys on the tennis team at Lenape practice every day after school. They have to work extra hard. They have practiced so hard just to get a spot on the varsity team. For many of the boys, high school is the first time they get to play organized tennis. Mr. Guerrera is the head coach of the boys tennis team. He has been coaching for 10 years. He is very helpful and a great coach. He looks forward to hanging out with the boys as they brighten his day.
You know, a lot of the tennis players come into high school already having lessons and playing their whole lives, but they usually just play for themselves as individuals. High school is really the first time they get to play as part of a team, so I try to teach them the team aspect of tennis, and you know, they respond really well, and for most of them, like I said, this is the first time they've been on a tennis team.
Ian Patel is one of the captains of the boys varsity tennis team. He absolutely loves playing for the tennis team. He's a senior here at Lenape. He earned a spot on varsity by trying his best each and every game.
We practice every day as long as we don't have a match. I play outside of school with friends often. I've been playing tennis for 10 years. I might try out for the team, but just playing for fun is preferred in college.
Seeing these guys accomplish things that they think isn't possible at the beginning of the season, and when they see the strides they've made by the end of the season as individuals and as teammates, that's what's the best thing for me.
As you can see, the boys on the tennis team work very hard during their games and even their practices. I sure hope that the boys get a spot on a tennis team at whatever college they plan to attend to, because it's very well deserved for each and every one of them. We would like to give a big thanks out to Mr. Guerrera and Ian Patel, as well as all the other boys on the tennis team, for allowing us to interview them. For Tribal News, I'm Misha Patel, and back to you in the studio.
The girls lacrosse team faced adversity right from the start when their head coach was unavailable for the season. Rather than letting it derail the season, the girls gathered behind their new interim coach to turn in a successful season. Sean Remington has more on this story.
What happens when the head coach of a girls' varsity lacrosse team is out on maternity leave? Well, the assistant coach steps up to the role. Mrs. Mole is the new head coach of the varsity team, and we looked at some of her coaching strategies. Mrs. Mole has been the assistant coach of a girls' lacrosse team for 5 years now. Now she is filling in the role as the head coach since previous head coach, Mrs. McCarthy, is out on maternity leave. She is ready to tackle the position as head coach and plans to lead the team a long way. Though the transition is a big one from assistant coach to head coach, we asked her how she felt about coaching the team.
It's different. There's a lot more pressure on me. You know, I'm not just the assistant that can suggest things. You know, we could try this, we could try this. Now I actually have to make the hard decisions. So that's been a big adjustment.
There are a lot of differences between head coach and assistant coach. Mrs. Mole explains the difference between the two.
I have to plan every single day's practice, you know, day in, day out. As an assistant, you can kind of just suggest things, but making sure you get the timeline figured out, what you need to do, when you need to do it, that's a big adjustment. I have to deal with more, you know, communicating with parents, talking to other coaches, the athletic directors, things like that. But the head coach before this is one of my best friends, so we kind of did everything together before, so it hasn't been that different.
Morgan Long is a senior who has been playing lacrosse since freshman year. We asked her what are some of Mrs. Mole's tips to win games.
Just stay positive out on the field. If you make a mistake, just do your best to fix it and stay positive, work as a team.
The team is performing well with Mrs. Mole as the head coach. Morgan tells us how well the team is doing.
We have a good record, that's the word I was looking for. We have a good record. Everybody's getting closer than the years before that, and we just look more as a team this year.
The team does not have many flaws, but they always work hard and try to improve on what they're doing.
I wouldn't say so much flaws. We have very little varsity playing experience. I think we have about 5 girls that before this year have actually played in a varsity game. So we're just varsity experience young. Not necessarily a flaw because I don't think they're as nervous, so I think they'll be better coming together.
Despite not having their head coach this year, the team has performed very well with Mrs. Mole's leadership. I'm Sean Remington, now back to you guys in the studio.
The girls' spring track team has been working extremely hard this year to have a successful season. With good coaching and teamwork, the team has a good shot to have a very successful story. We go to Maisha Brown with more on that story.
Hello, my name is Maisha Brown reporting for Tribal News. The girls' spring track team has had a very successful season. They have worked very hard to achieve their highest potential, and it has paid off greatly. The track team consists of many different events, including running, jumping, and throwing. During the season, the girls' spring track team practice 5 days a week along with the boys. At practice, they work on skills to prepare themselves for upcoming meets. Head coach Mr. Gerald Richardson encourages his runners to work hard in practice because it will pay off in their races. He wants his runners to also run their fastest and hardest.
My goals this year have always been the same, is to be very competitive at the South Jersey and state level, also the county level. Looking at, possibly winning the conference, county championship, and also being successful at the sectional championships.
The spring track team does not consist of just running, but also several field events. The field events include javelin, discus, and shot put. Every part of the team is very influential to the team's overall success.
This year, we've had some ups and downs with some injuries, key injuries, which has been a little discouraging, but yet as a team, I think we're gelling a little bit better together.
The runners on the spring track team are some of the best the team has ever seen. They have broken several school records and are ranked highly among the New Jersey runners. In 2012, the girls' 4x4 relay became the state champions in that event. It is safe to say that the girls' spring track team has had a very successful last couple of years. We hope the team continues to see success for many years to come.
The boys' varsity baseball team is dedicated every day. They practice hard to go out and play for a championship title. Let's pitch it to Alex Seeds for more on the team.
Hello, I'm Alex Seeds reporting for Tribal News. There is no other sport that takes mental toughness and agility like Lenape varsity baseball. Lenape varsity baseball has a lot of individual and team talent that helps them win games. The boys know what their individual and team role is on the field. Working together and putting in hard work every day on the field will get them to where they want to be. Phil Fiore is the Lenape boys baseball varsity coach. He enjoys helping the boys improve their skill and the love they have for baseball. Coach Fiore has been in the Lenape program for 6 years now. He enjoys the time he has with the boys and applauds their hard work they put in every day on and off the field.
Ultimately, we want to win a South Jersey Group 4 title. They're hungry for a championship. We'd like to win our division, of course, in the Olympic American. We play some of the toughest schools in South Jersey. Every school is tough that we play. Every school is tough. Every school is deep. And anybody with baseball, anybody can be beaten on any given day. It's just a matter of what the matchup is on the mound versus the batting.
Ryan Weaver is the varsity starting catcher and has been playing in the Lenape baseball organization since his freshman year season in 2010. Coach Fiore says he is baseball smart and it definitely shows on the field.
Practices, we work with the underclassmen and kind of gel them into the way that Mr. Fiore expects us to play in the Lenape system.
We hit just about every day too, and I think it shows in how these guys, their approach at the plate and how well they're hitting right now.
We're opening up really to be a team to beat, I should say, in Group 4 right now.
The varsity baseball team works hard on and off the field. I'd like to thank Mr. Fiore and Ryan Weaver for speaking with us. For Tribal News, I'm Alex Eads. Back to you in the studio.
In the fast-paced game of lacrosse, it's hard to have a good team chemistry. This is a challenge for high school teams because of the annual loss of seniors to graduation. To see how it affected our Indians, we go to DJ Fady Cantera.
Hi, I'm DJ Fady Cantera, reporting for Tribal News. The boys lacrosse team has put together another strong season this year. Student athletes gather after school every day to practice. Rain or shine, they condition themselves to be better than their opponent.
This season, the team has maintained the expectations set forth last year while overcoming the struggles of having a different team this year. The team had to focus on strong points of last season and develop skills that were lacking. The team lost numerous seniors from last year's graduation, leaving some holes to be filled in with this year's squad. That caused several issues, especially in the offense, with the loss of experience and chemistry. Luckily, there were some skilled underclassmen ready to fill those gaps. Every year the team grows and tryouts become longer and longer, assuring the apex of players make the cut. The goal next year is to improve even more, moving up in the standings. This year has been tough keeping up with the expectations of last year, but they managed to finish with a winning record. After a successful season last year, ending in a division banner, head coach Bill Suffin and his coaching staff and his players are hungry for more this year. Their regular season record was 11-6. As well as the season went, we're happy to meet with the head coach, Bill Suffin, to see what he had to say.
This year we added a couple teams on our schedule that made our season schedule harder. So we're about the same place record-wise, but our power ranking is better because we made our strength of schedule harder. So we feel pretty happy where we're at.
To get a different perspective, we also talked to the star attackman, Reed Hoffman. Reed's a senior and has recently scored his 150th career goal. Here's his input on the hardest team they've played all year.
Between either Shawnee or St. Augustine, they're both phenomenal teams. They both have good offenses, solid defenses. They play tough competition. When we played Shawnee, first time we lost, but second time we stepped it up. We knew what we had to do and we won. And then Augustine, even though we did lose that game, the team came together as a unit and we just came out and did what we had to do.
Next year we have a lot of guys returning back. That gets significant time, but we will lose a lot of senior leadership, especially on the defensive end. Offensively, we feel pretty comfortable. There'll be a lot of shoes to fill on the defensive end. It'll be up to the young guys to fill those shoes.
All right, well, last season we had a lot of talent, but I definitely feel that this year we have a lot more talent. We got a lot of young guys that are stepping up and doing their jobs. Last year we had a lot of young guys, but the chemistry wasn't there as much as it is this year. And this year's squad definitely is a lot more close together and they just know what's going on.
Needless to say, every game is exhilarating. Come out to see them next season. I'd like to thank Bill Suffin and Reed Hoffman for talking to us. Now back to the studio, I'm DJ Fady Cantera.
Festival of the Arts is a way for students to showcase their work. A lot of hard work and dedication went into making the festival a success. Will Danlag has the story.
Hi, I'm Will Danlag reporting for Tribal News. The Festival of the Arts gathers work from students from all different types of classes, including art, photography, metalworking, woodworking, along with many others. It gives students a chance to showcase the work they have done throughout the year. The Festival of the Arts is an event held every year during the spring that showcases all of the crafting classes and art classes' works. This event has been directed and brought to life by the administrators at Lenape High School. With the assistance of the art teachers and students from all of the crafting classes, we are able to take a look at all of the amazing things that the students have created. Some teachers use the festival as part of their students' final grade. Mr. Kelly is the head administrator in charge of the festival and is vice principal at Lenape.
The Festival of the Arts was a program that was initiated to showcase not only the art class work, but also business technology, family consumer science, music, etc. We wanted to expand the horizons as far as the program and be able to showcase the student work in a lot of areas.
Nicole Eady is a senior enrolled in AP Art at Lenape High School. Some of her art is being featured in the show.
I really study the concept that I want the art piece to be on. So I'll Google search things and movies. And I'll take inspiration from a lot of different places to make each art piece.
During the course of the year, the teachers in all our art classes, photography classes, technology classes, they're working on projects throughout the year. As they finish up projects, the teachers will actually talk to the students to see if they were okay with having their project be in the festival this year.
During the day, students are allowed to go and view the art that their fellow students have made throughout the year. However, if a teacher wishes to take their classes to the festival, they must first sign them up for the period that they want to go. The festival attracts many people who have the interests of art at heart. The festival takes place in the North Cave. The Festival of the Arts is one way students can show their work to peers and parents. Teachers and students alike work very hard all year to make the festival as best as possible. I'm Will Danlag reporting for Tribal News. Now back to you in the studio.
Well, that's all for this spring edition of
Lenape Tribal News.
We would like to note all of the hard work that the Communications Technology 2 classes have put in for this production.
We hope you enjoyed this season of Tribal News. It's been an honor for Kirsten and I to report on such important news stories for Lenape. We'll be back next fall. Don't forget to tune in.